This conference will now be recorded.
I have to talk with him.
Okay, at least did you call him or not?
No, I didn't contact with him. Had any contact with him? I was sick, so I was unable to call him.
Okay,
I will let you know tomorrow. Okay.
Okay. Tomorrow, in the sense, now it's your night, right?
Yes, tomorrow in the means when we meet tomorrow, the same session, the same time tomorrow.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
Okay, so Vijay, so Kaveri, can you please see all the names? All students are arrived here or not? Can you please confirm me once? Akila, is there Akila here?
Join, sir.
What happened to her? She know it, right?
Yeah, sir, she knows it, but I don't know why she is joining in the class.
Yeah. Okay. Can you please call her once? But
Okay,
these
sir.
things what you can do before, if the class is 7:30, you can start the session and you can open the session at 7:25. Okay. And so make the calls to who are not at join and to make the messages before 7:30 only. Okay. So already it's a 15 minutes late, right? So it's not a fair of communication with the people. Okay. So we have to start a class at 7:25, and so usually I can start my lecture at 7:30. Whether the students are there or not, it doesn't matter. I can start a class at 7:30, but you can open the link at 7:25. The people are arrived or not, you can cross check it. If someone is not joined, you just call them. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Please note that important point. That is very, very important. So so we don't need to wait.
7 p.m. sir.
Yeah. So usually I'm talking about in my timings.
Okay, sir. I got the point.
యా సో మీకు నాకు వచ్చేసి 30 minutes డిఫరెన్స్ ఉంటుంది. ఓకే. సో నాకు 7:30 అంటే ఇట్స్ యువర్ 7 o'clock. నాకు నైట్ అంటే మీకు మార్నింగ్ కాబట్టి సో మీరు 7 o'clock క్లాస్ అంటే 7:40 అంటే మీ టైమింగ్ లో చెప్తున్నాను నేను ఇప్పుడు. ఓకే. సో 7 o'clock క్లాస్ అంటే మీరు ఏం చేస్తారంటే 7:50 6:50 ఓపెన్ చేసి పెట్టండి క్లాస్ ని. అప్పటి నుండి మెసేజ్లు పెట్టండి. ఓకే. బిఫోర్ 10 minutes మీరు ఓపెన్ చేసి మెసేజ్ పెట్టండి. సో ద క్లాస్ విల్ హెల్డ్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ అట్ 7:30. ప్లీజ్ జాయిన్ బిఫోర్ 7:30 అని చెప్పేసి మెయిల్స్ కానీ మెసేజెస్ కానీ ఫార్వర్డ్ చేస్తూ ఉండండి. ఓకే. బిఫోర్ అట్లీస్ట్ ఒక 2 messages వెళ్ళాలి. 2 messages వెళ్ళాలి అండ్ 1 phone call వెళ్ళాలి. ఎవరైతే స్టూడెంట్ రాలేదు 7:30 కల్లా. ఓకే. సో దట్ అది ఒక 3 days 5 days కంటిన్యూషన్ అయిన తర్వాత అట్లనే మీరు ఎప్పుడు కాల్ చేస్తేనే జాయిన్ అవుతున్నారు అనుకోండి, గట్టి వార్నింగ్ ఇవ్వండి ఒకటి. whether they really come for loading or not. So they need to follow some timings, right?
Yeah. Okay, sir.
But before that one, we should be perfect. Before we scroll them, we should be perfect. Otherwise, we don't have any right to talk them. We don't have any right to scroll them. Okay? Got it? మనం పర్ఫెక్ట్ ఉంటే వేరే వాళ్ళకి చెప్పాలి. మనం పర్ఫెక్ట్ లేనప్పుడు మనం వేరే వాళ్ళకి చెప్పకూడదు.
Okay, sir.
Okay, cool enough. So let's start our class. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So what's the class of today's? What I was done in my previous class?
It's about operators. We
bitwise operators.
Bitwise operators.
So who is this? Okay. Okay. So fine. Okay. Okay. So we done all the operators, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, now today's class is very, very important, guys. So it will makes you like a perfect programmer. Okay. Yeah, just open your Jupyter notebook. Okay. Okay, just launch your Jupyter notebook. So make sure that we can follow this particular class in a nice manner. Okay. No. What's going on there, man? Desktop ADS. Okay, so let's go with the new file, new Python file. So fine, guys, today's topic is very, very important. So for the date of today, it's a 23 or 24th. It's a 24th,
24.
2022, and it's today we are talking about the Python control statements. Okay. So coming to this particular Python control statements. So before we talk about control statements, first we should know about what is a statement. Tell me, what is statement? Statement means in a program, a line that we can say that it's an instruction. So that an instruction which can be executable, that we are calling it a statement, right? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, Sanjay.
Yes. Okay. So now so an instruction which can be executable where it is in a program, right? In a program or not? So first we need to go for understanding the what is program. So tell me, what is program? Anyone? I think this is the things we already done in a first class itself. Program means it's a collection of instructions or collection of statements to do a specific task, right? Yes or no? Collection of
Yes. Statements
statements or
or
instructions, okay,
instructions to
to do
perform
a
a specific task.
specific task. Yes or no? So by the time of this thing, how these particular statements are being executing, how the program can executes, how the program can executes. So when coming to this particular thing, the program, it might be collecting a lot many statements, right? So those are the statements can be executed in a statement by statements. The program can execute, program is being execute with statement by statement, statement by a statement. Okay, is it clear? So statements means a single part of line in a program. It can be executable. So that kind of statements, we need to make it as a one group, or we need to collect in one particular piece, that we are calling it a program. So when you are collecting that many statements as a group, so how that particular statements can executed? So those statements can be executed. The standard flow of execution of the program is, it's a statement by statement, guys. Okay, so that's exactly the flow of execution of the program. So with help of the control statements, we can change the, coming to this particular control statements. Now we are talking about the control statements. When coming to the control statements, the flow of execution of the program, we can alter it, we can change it, we can control the flow of execution of the program. We can control the standard flow of execution is statement by statement, right? That we can control, that we can change with help of the control statements. We can control or change the, okay, execution of the program, execution of a program. Is it clear or not?
Yeah, yes.
Okay, yes. So here, to do this particular, for controlling your program, for controlling your okay, so for controlling your program, or for controlling your statements, whatever it is, we can use the control statements. There are different kind of control statements are there. Okay, the first one is a conditional statements, conditional statements. So second one is looping statements. Third one is control keywords, control keywords. Okay, let's start working on the, or let's start understanding of the conditional statements. Let's write it, a conditional statements, conditional statements. Tell me what exactly the conditional statements, guys. Conditional statements means, yes, so those are, if else, these are the things, are the keywords we can use for to creating the condition statements. But the exact meaning of the condition statement is the flow of execution, the flow of the execution, which depends on the, which depends on condition. Okay, the flow of execution which depends on the condition, those particular things we are calling it, say, a conditional statements. So those are the things, are the condition statements coming from this particular condition statements. So simple if, the first one, the first condition statement is simple if, the second one is if and else, and third one is elif ladder, and the last but not least, which is the nested if. Okay, nested condition statements. So guys, one more time, condition statements in the sense, you may have some kind of group of statements. Okay, so you may have a single statement, whatever it is. Naglashmi, please wait for some time, you just understand what I'm trying to explain it. Okay, so coming to the condition statements, the flow of execution of the flow of execution of the flow of the execution of statements, of the statements, or group of statements, or group of statements, so which was depending on the condition. So we have some statement, or we have some group of statements. which was execution, which is depending on the condition. That kind of statements we are calling it say conditional statements. Those are the 4 type of conditional statements are there. The first one is the simple if, second one is the if and else, third one is the if later, and the fourth one is the nested if. Got it? Let's go for understanding the one after one. Once we completed the conditional statements, then we can look for the looping statements, guys. So side heading, and the first one is the simple if. Now tell me what exactly the simple if. Is there anyone know it what exactly the simple if is doing?
It checks only one condition at a time, sir.
Sorry?
It checks only one statement or condition at a time.
So you may have some statements. We may have some group or single statements. Execution can executes if and only if and only if the condition is true, if the condition is satisfied. Okay, if and only if the condition was satisfied, then only the some specific group of statements can execute. Otherwise it simply ignore the execution. Otherwise it simply ignore the execution. Is it clear my point? Let's take a small flowchart. For example, guys, this is my group of statements. This is my group of statements. Okay, so these are the statements can execute if and only if you may have some condition, this condition was true. Okay, then only this particular statements can execute. Then only this particular statements can execute. Otherwise it won't be executes. It simply ignore it, and it is come out of this particular loop. It can be come out from this particular loop or block, whatever it is. Okay, it can start execution of their own, right? Did you got my point? So you may have the single statement, or you may have the some group of statements. So those particular statements execution which strictly executes if and only if the condition is true. Otherwise the condition false, then it won't execute it. Let's take a small syntax for that. Take a small syntax for that. Coming to this particular syntax, and you may have the program which is starting from the first statement onwards. Second statement can execute, third statement being executing. By the time of execution, we have some if is the keyword. So make sure that if is the keyword, guys. And within the parentheses, you may have the conditions. Make sure that we should use the colon symbol in a Python. After that one, if you want to write some single statement or some group of statement, you should give you some space that we can call it's a indent. Okay, here this statement one, here this statement one, the second statement it exactly below the that particular first statement only. Third statement is also it's the same line. Okay, this is the way you should write some kind of group of statement. Then that group of statements can execute some if and only if the if condition was true. So see guys, these are the block of statements. It can be it could not execute if the condition was false. Okay, clear? But if you want to break your group, then you just start writing the next statement is exactly below the if, is exactly below the same line of the if. Okay, so this is the small syntax for the simple if. If you want to take it, or you can take it, otherwise I can share this particular document in your canvas itself. Okay. Guys, is there any kind of question is there regarding about this particular syntax and this flow or description of this particular simple if? Just need some kind of confirmation. Kirti, your friend Sai was not at there in the session. Can you follow her? Sarika. Sarika and Kirti, you can talk with us, Sai. Actually, he was some internet issues. I think so. Yeah, let's go for a small write. We can write a small program. Write a program. Okay. Write a program. Write a program. Print a number. You should print a number when which is divisible of when which is divisible of both okay write a program print a number when which divisible of both when which is divisible of both 10 and 15. So if you have a number that you should read from the user only, okay, so that number you should print it when we should print when which is divisible with both 10 and 15. Okay, so you have to perform one particular task. You have to perform one specific task when both the condition was true, when both the condition was satisfied. Okay, so first we should take the number. So that number is, you can take with the help of the input function, enter a number. Once if you enter the number, that particular number, default it is a string format, as you know in Python 3. So the number is, enter n in the sense what it is you don't know, right? Enter int or number. Okay, so that you should enter it, but a default which is string, which is default it's a string that you should converting into the integer with help of the int function. Okay, so yes, now you converted. So when you're writing a program, make sure that write some kind of comments. It can help you for your further reading of that particular program. Okay, converting from string to integer. Okay, now you convert into integer, right? Now what I should do, I would like to print that particular number. I just want to print that number, but when I'm printing this particular number, even it is not the divisible of 10, even it is not a divisible of 15, which is printing, but my requirement is that if and only if this number I should print when which is divisible of both 10 and 15. So how should I know that division when the remainder is becomes 0? Okay, how should I get the remainder? With the percentile operator, right? N percentile of 10 equal to 0, which means the n is divisible of 10. But I want to be checked with 15 also, right? But both it should be satisfied, so that I can use the AND keyword. N percentile of 15 equal to 0. So this is the entire condition. This is my condition. This is the condition I should write inside of the if. But I want to, if I am executing this one, I should get the indentation error. The reason is that when you're writing a program in a Python, when you're writing some group of statements, okay, when I executed this particular block of statements, you don't have any kind of curly braces to create the blocks. You have only one option, to use some space. When I used the space, then the end was printing. This is the print statement was printing, right? So here we can say that task is done. Again, one more statement you can write. So n is divisible with 10 and 15. 10 and 15. Okay, you're printing that one and you're printing one more statement. And the 70 and 71 and 72 statements both are in the same line. Okay, but when I go through the 73 statement that is not part inside of the if block, then you just write that statement exactly the same line of the if. Okay, so here we can say that a task done. This is the 73 statement. It can execute even the number which is not divisible of 10 and 15. Okay, now we can try to execute. If I am enter the 13, when I enter the 13, this condition is 100% false. The reason is that the 13 is not divisible of 10. So first condition is only false. If the first condition is false, the entire condition was returns the false in case of AND operator. So if condition is false, the statements inside of the if, it won't execute. It won't be executes directly. The 73 statements, it can be executed. Okay, it can be executed. Clear?
Yeah, yes, sir.
For example, same program, if I'm copying and I can execute with a, I have a number which is divisible of 10, not 15. Okay, this is the number which is divisible with only 10 only, not with 15. So this time also, which is not executing the statements. So previously this is the 13 which is not divisible with both, but this is the 20 which can be divisible with the 10, right? Even though because of AND statement, because of AND keyword, the second statement was false. If any one of the condition was false, the entire condition was false, right? In case of AND, so that's the reason the entire if condition was failed. Again we are executing. This time you entered the number is 45. The 45 which is divisible with 15, not with 10. So this time also it won't go with inside of the block. If and only if the both conditions are satisfied. So for example, I have the 30 which can be divisible with the 10 as well as 15. So that which is printing the n, and n is divisible with so if you want to write, so this in this particular situation, these are the two lines are in a different these are the two print statements are printing in two different lines, right? But I want to print this two print statement in the same line, then I should use the end. Okay, so end equal to, I can give you a spaces. It's up to your choice. Now you can enter it. Even we have the two print statements are there as a 4 and 5. These two print statements are printing with the same line. Okay, when I used the end argument in a print statement. Clear? Is there any question regarding about this particular program and the concept what I explained?
Okay.
Yeah, yes, sir. So this print last and line, so that whichever is false, we have to not give space. No, whichever is true, we have to give one space. So that is the format.
Sorry,
No?
sorry, I couldn't get you.
This print you have not given space, right? When the condition is false. So whenever the condition is true, we have to give one space before print, or that is the format.
No, not like this, not like this. Even the condition is true or even the condition is false. Okay, if you want to write some group of statement as a block, we should give you spaces. So this is the
Okay.
4th and 5 or the block of statements. How you can create the block in a Python with a simple thing, colon keyword, a colon operator. When anything which is started with the colon, then the rest of the statements which should have some space, and the same space we should maintain for all the statements. Then only those are all statements as a one block. Clear?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Can you please note it this one? Okay. Now we'll go with one more program. Write a program.
Anjan, I have it out.
Yes, yes.
See here, end is not a keyword, right? A predefined keyword in print.
End is not a keyword. End is the argument for the print function.
Okay.
So when I
Clear.
started the functions concepts, functions
Okay.
which need some inputs, that inputs we are calling its arguments. So
Okay.
here end is the argument, default the end argument which is the new line, so that the next print statement is exactly go for the next line actually. Okay, but that
Yes, sir.
was replaced with the space, so that the next print statement which is printing the same line only with some space.
Yes, I got that. Okay. That was an argument. Okay.
Yes. Write a program. So apply for voter ID. Okay. So when you are trying to apply for voter ID, they will ask some kind of personal information, right? So like name, we should take the name of you and date of birth and phone number and PAN number, whatever it is. Okay, so like this, they will take some kind of personal information when you're trying to apply the voter ID. But before that one, if you want to apply voter ID, first they will check your age or not. So here age is the input. Once if you enter the age, first the if condition which is checking the age is more than the 18 or not. If it is the more than the 18, then the mission or the application, it can able to read your, or it can able to take your personal information. Otherwise it simply skip it, so that you can write the particular program, guys, and you can submit it. Okay, so that's your assignment. You can go with that particular assignment. Tomorrow we will finish it all control statements, but today I would like to upload this particular thing. So guys, please come session at exactly 7:30. Okay, take care, bye, see you. I'm
Bye, sir.
uploading the today's
Yeah.
document.
Bye.
Maybe you will be getting the recording as well by the end of the day, with I think so tomorrow. Yes. Now you can able to access the today file as well. Okay. Bye guys. See you. What happened? 23.
Yeah.
21,
Bye,
22, 23.
Bye, sir.
Might have okay, bye. Guys, I may take what happened? This 21, 21.
21, sir.
What happened for 21 file? Am I taken the session or not?
Yes, sir.
I'm not uploaded it. You should tell, right? Okay, yes. Fine. Thank you guys. Bye. Take care. See you.